Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in, everybody. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of Sipping with Me and I, y'all. We have a great interview planned scheduled for tonight. Definitely an honor and a privilege to have one of the legends, one of the GOATs in the Black-owned spirits game, Kevin John, that's in the building. Y'all make sure y'all please thumbs up the live. Please share this out. Please let us know if y'all can hear us. We work with two cameras today, so we're gonna try this again. We tried it again with Kelly family and her wines. We're gonna try this again tonight. And so the volume on the second camera is down. So we just make sure y'all can hear everyone else, guys. So welcome in, y'all. Please thumbs up, share this thing out. Let's get straight to the comments because we're not gonna keep y'all here long tonight. We got a first comment of the night that says Chef Brooklyn. So I'm so glad I became a subscriber. One, because I'm happy to find people who look like me, who showcasing African-American people and their brands of spirits. Thank you both for what you do. What we do, that's what it's about. That's what this channel is about. We got Elisa, family and Cruz in here. Welcome in. We got Bob and Ella in the building. We got my mother in the building.
She is
downstairs. We got Social Couplepreneur in the building. Welcome in, Social Couplepreneur Melissa and Alex.
Hey,
all right, and we got Huey Shoeys. Hey, y'all, thank y'all for having me. Hey, welcome in, welcome in. Glad to have you in here. All right, guys, so those that's new here, we have two channels. We have two channels. We have Me and I, and we have this channel, Sipping with Me and I. Our main channel, for those who may be new here or those who may catch a replay, our main channel just talk about our marriage. Actually, next Saturday, next Friday, but next Saturday we'll celebrate. But next Friday is our anniversary. We'll make 23 years. Black love strong, y'all. We an example. Don't give up. So it's about marriage journey, weight loss journey, trips, travels, cruises, just family time, showing support. We vlog Black-owned restaurants and give y'all our review and take on it. And we also started showcasing Black-owned spirits, as y'all can see everything behind us. But we started a playlist of Black-owned spirits, but we said, you know what, this shouldn't be just labeled or just centered to just a playlist of videos. We wanted to make this bigger. So we created a second channel, Sipping with Me and I, where we can just, again, do what we're doing now, have brands, do taste test review. We got unboxing right here that we still got to do. We get taste tests and interviews at the brown table. Y'all know, what's Will Smith's wife? We had the brown table talk. And we have exclusive interviews with the owners of brands. So far, we had last interview, we had Kelly family distributor, shout out to Ricardo. We had Nicole from Her Wines. We had Cliff from King 79 Vodka. We had Sakari. Man, and tonight, y'all, we have not seen somebody who just share it out. Just share it out. Something simple, just hitting the share button and sharing out the post, commenting. On Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I think Kevin shared it out on MySpace. I really think it was on MySpace, shared it out. I think Yahoo chat room, that man been posting and sharing it, and so that really means a lot, guys. So again, welcome in here. And without further ado, guys, again, welcome to Sipping with Me now. No, she sure that's not good. It's not good. Man, and we're just gonna make him a dream, but we got
I ain't know what this ain't never happened before. Okay.
So yeah, now I was gonna make that agave cocktail. Good, but do your thing, y'all. Welcome to the screen. We got Kevin John, IslandJon in the building. Welcome in. We got Cooking with the Catchers in the building. We got your favorite couple in the building. We got Lisa, Adventures and Cruising. We get a mod to share out his Instagram page for IslandJon, websites, anything that y'all can grab to show support, man. We are definitely honored and blessed to have this. So while he's preparing, y'all see this, y'all. We didn't. He took it by himself. So let me tell you about a little bit how we found out about IslandJon. So about a year and a half ago, when we first started our Black-owned spirits journey, we seen a bottle of IslandJon. I'm gonna keep it a whole buck with you. I didn't know it was black owned. Not to throw shade, but this is when we first got introduced to black owned spirits. And so I'm used to, I mean, y'all know negative misconceptions that, when stuff is black owned, it's half-assed, or it's just, it's not done right, or blah, blah, blah.
It's only like rappers.
Yeah, rappers like that, whatever. So when I saw IslandJon, I thought, like, in my mind, I pictured Kettle One. I pictured, what's that one with the bird on it? Gray Goose, whatever. So I like, this ain't black owned. Skip past it. So our first black owned spirit that we saw was, again, two of them. It was Sakari Spirits and Bombay. And even those sat on the shelf collecting dust for like a year or two, we said, man, black people really own spirits. Like, we just thought it was just celebrities and famous people. And so when we saw IslandJon, that name always stood out to us. Like, IslandJon, IslandJon, IslandJon. And then when we started mixing and mingling with the inner circles, we kept hearing the name more and more. Like, there's no exaggeration because he's here. Sip and talk. Sippin. Salute. And so when we started discovering it, we keep hearing stories about Kevin, how cool he was, how down to earth he was. Oh, y'all got to meet Kevin. We went to the 50. Shout out to Laurent, I-50. No, we went to the 50, and everybody was there, and he said, "Oh, guess who coming?" I'm like, "Who?" It's like, "Who coming?" He's like, IslandJon.
We're like, no,
that was the hardest flex. He was like, IslandJon gonna be. Like, IslandJon's coming. And then he was like, no, he's not coming. And then for the first hour, he wasn't there. But when he made his appearance, it was just like, so cheers to IslandJon in the building. And no matter interviews, we don't get dressed up, but we try to put a button up.
I said, he's gonna come dressed up.
I brought the good and Victor. I got the puppy, limited edition puppy. Y'all know how we rock.
Yeah, we were right. Welcome in, everybody.
Welcome in, y'all. We got Big Daddy Beer Game in the building. Socialpreneur Catherine DC on Demands in the building. Y'all welcome in. Please thumbs up the live and share this out. So let's get straight into it. Try to butter them up while you're in here, Paul. So, what made you? We talk, so people can see.
Yeah.
So, what made you want to start a brand?
Through his travels, specifically to Europe, through his network, through his this exploration of life. So my dad's an entertainer, right? His magic powers or superpowers is being on stage and singing to folks and sharing his gift that God has given him to have a smooth, silky voice.
Live and in person, like sometimes you have technical difficulties. Sorry about that, y'all. What about now, Miss Marie?
Y'all hear me now?
Let's mute us.
Okay. Shalom.
Well, sir. Hey, all right. We got all night. Okay?
So do I mute?
Unmute yours.
This whole time.
Yeah, we do apologize. Please be patient.
Y'all got nothing to do tonight?
Water?
Staff, thank you, staff.
Let me unmute it and just turn it down. So. Is there no feedback?
Check 1 2. Check 1 2 1 2. Hey, can y'all hear us?
Maybe turn our mic down.
Okay. So they weren't right.
Oh, you turn it down. Testing. Testing. Come on, you here?
Is that sugar?
Okay.
No. All right, so what we might have to do is just go back to the old school way.
Just
So slide down, me.
slide down. So, Brent,
Yeah.
so Kevin, can you come on this side? Right. I mean,
No, we can do it this way. Just gotta do it. All three of us.
Bam!
Like that.
okay, so
Take it back from here. Go back to the drawing board, do something different.
Thank you guys for being super patient.
we really
Technical
appreciate
difficulties always happens in the
that.
studio.
Absolutely.
Well, this is the process of becoming great.
Okay.
Right. We do it this way.
They say
Gotta
Thomas,
work through
they
it.
said Thomas Edison went through 1,000 light bulbs before he got to the light bulb. And now his invention shines all over the
There you
world.
go.
Took it back to the.
All right, do it. There you go. All right, we tried to make it work, y'all. Sorry about all the technical times, but we're gonna have him back, and we're gonna have it big and better, studio lights and all that type of stuff. All right, there we go. We probably just gotta talk up.
Great.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. All right, can y'all hear us now? Yeah, we're gonna do it with the mic. Thank you, staff. Just stay on standby. All right, so we in here now. So you go now, instead of looking at the camera, just look at the green dot. We talk. All right, so let's start off from the beginning. I know y'all heard everything we saying. So again, Kevin, now we got you here. First of all, let's start back over. Let me say, bro, first, no exaggeration. It's almost like drink champs in here. Make sure y'all see this, all this Allen. I'll make sure we can still see Kevin, but y'all look at the products he has here. IslandJon Vodka. So what made you get started? Oh, yeah. So start from the beginning.
So my dad, specifically, without his vision of, I don't know if it was specifically for the spirit space, but my dad's always kind of thinking of ideas and ways and means of trying to push the envelope, if you will, of legacy creating, right? And I think as much as this fell in my lap, it fell in his lap, and he's an opportunist as I am. So through his network in Europe, who kind of pushed him or moved him down this path of spirits, and getting tips from friends and his network down in the Caribbean, this kind of really started to come together. And I got involved back in, I got interested, I should say, back in 2015. Right?
Way before the pandemic.
Way before the pandemic. But when I say interested, I got interested enough to try to see, all right, I got to learn something about it, because I was just like everybody else, just a consumer, right? I mean, Grey Goose was my thing. Vodka cranberry, or if I want to get fancy, out those splash of pineapple or something, right? But that was my top shelf drink, right? But We took 2.5 years to really crash course the industry, I said, because you got to think this thing dates back past Prohibition. Prohibition started in the 1930s, right? But there's brands such as Jack Daniels and others that have been around for a long time, right? So there's a lot of laws, legalities, there's things you have to know about the business, right? And because I have an entrepreneurial spirit as well, I've been down past with, creating my own studio, having my own storefront, being on the production side, doing various things, right? And so I was very intentional that I wanted to take this step and learn and self-education, and through the vendors that I kind of befriended and said, hey, what do you think? Give me something that, and I was just being a sponge and just taking in a lot of information, because the business is wide, right? And you don't really know until it's almost like you can't play sports reading a book, right? Until you're out in the field, right? And the field's going to teach you everything. But I learned as much as I can to actually get us to the marketplace and get a product on the shelf, right? And then that's when the game really began, because it's like hyper aggressive. I figured that, I was like, oh, well, I just started a family as well. I have a little boy, and then, as I'm developing IslandJon, we have another one, and as I think Jaden was probably 4 or 5 months in when we actually launched in Georgia, or maybe less than that. And so I'm trying to just figure it out. You know what I mean? I'm like, all right, well, maybe can I work a full-time job and kind of babysit this thing on the side and kind of grow it until I could create enough income to then take the leap, which naturally most people would do, right? But this thing right here is way different. It's not a touch and go game, right? And trust me, I've been on the other side for about 1.5 years, working a full-time job and trying to more like a year. And then 2019, I told my employer at the time, I was like, yeah, I want to go in this direction, right? I don't know how you guys can support me in going this direction, but this is what I ultimately want to do, right? I've been with the company for about 13 years, right? So, and we have mutual respect there. They know that I'm a hard worker and this and that, blah, blah, blah. But also, I saw the writing on the wall that at some point they were going to sell the business too, right? They weren't announcing it, but I'm like, yeah, man, when you see the founders are on vacation more than you know what I mean, and not in the office, or their presence isn't around, then something's going on in the background. But anyway, so yeah, 2020, I took the leap, not knowing that there was a massive giant out there waiting for everybody. You know what I mean? And I mean, when I say take the leap, there was no strings attached for creating income other than through this.
No parachutes. There's no safety net.
There's nothing.
Y'all hear that? Come on, man. No, that leap of faith. It's all about having that leap of faith. Let's go back to your pop. So he was was he Calypso, a Caribbean singer, a musician?
Musician, artist, entertainer, songwriter. Yeah, man, my dad. We go way
back. You can tell by the pictures that y'all got a closeness. So when I started going through our research, we seen that like he kind of started this, and I can see a Caribbean traveling the world, just picking up, soaking up knowledge and taking it back. But why a vodka and not like a rum or something? A lot of
a lot of people ask us that question. When we should have gone right, we went right. But when you think about it, it's all rum.
Right.
It's all rum, right? But you also have the Absolutes and the Grey Goose and the Belvederes, the Rocks of the world that have basically infiltrated the whole Caribbean with their brands and been very successful, right? And so we was like, why not create a vodka for the Caribbean to call its own? And so I think that's where, from that perspective, from those optics, was like, that's where we really kind of gain teeth for the brand to say, we're going to create a vodka for the Caribbean, right? because it's like, you know, we could have gone run. That was safe.
Right.
That was safe, right? That was on brand with IslandJon.
Right.
But I think to pose that question, right? Now we were a rum, then we would just be like, oh, we're just another rum, right? But IslandJon Vodka, wow, that's different. That's something.
Right.
You know what I mean? Curiosity is peaked at that point, right? So I think, you know, regardless if we could have gone gin, right? Or we, you know, whiskey, if that's everything, right? But ultimately, the goal was to say we want to be a luxury brand. And although the price doesn't reflect that because how competitive this market is, and being a small business, and if you want to survive in this space, you got to match aggressiveness, right? So we do that at the price point. But we figure that the Caribbean is luxury living, right? People have an affinity to go be on a beach, you know what I mean, and be part of that lifestyle, right? And it was like, why not create a brand that reflects that, right? Because when you think luxury goods and luxury living, you think of Paris, you think of France, right? But that association is not with the Caribbean, but it has all those elements too. Right. You know what I mean? And it's like, we want to create a quality product with quality packaging that people could say, you know what, this is a Caribbean. It's not a tiki made from sticks or something that's low grade, right? This is something of high quality. We put a lot of time and attention into the detail of the packaging, and so we won some awards along the way.
Hey, we will talk about that.
Award-winning.
This is award.
A few awards, actually.
You know, when you look at this bottle, like I said, when we first saw this bottle, again, I just knew it was probably just some high-end vodka that you would probably see next to a Kettle One or Grey Goose, guys. But look at the detail in this bottle. So can you give us a breakdown of the red?
Absolutely. So the red's indicative to Trinidad and the Scarlet Ibis, national bird of Trinidad and Tobago. 1950 on the bottle is also indicative to my dad's birth year. It's a subtle nod for his vision of the brand, right? The gold pun at the bottom of the bottle is indicative to the steel drum. Familiar with the steel drum, right? We didn't want to do it silver, but we wanted to do it gold, which also really kind of highlights the bottle as well. So a lot of the elements are you know, very intentional of what we wanted to represent on the bottle. If you also put it up to the light, you see Trinidad and Tobago just underneath the view.
Oh, wow! I don't know if y'all can see this, but right underneath the bird, you underneath the light, you can see the Trinidad sound. Wow! You just got that in there.
And then the Caribbean is kind of printed on the back side of the label.
Wow, so it is. So
inside the label, so you can find your island, find your place, right? And then at the top of the cap strip, it says "Forward Ever." It's a family mantra. My dad's always said, right? Forward ever, backward never. Forward ever basically means or encompasses if you fall down, get back up, keep pushing. Forward ever, right?
So this is one thing, and this is a common thing with a lot of Black-owned spirits. We haven't met with all of them. But with our brands, y'all, it's a message in a bottle.
Always.
And you could easily, like, I bought this, was in a liquor store. It was $7. Like, you know what? The guys in there doing a taste test. This is a vodka from Poland, made from potato. But you had no idea who made this, family history, the meaning. You just know it's from Poland. Probably got a Poland map here. But it's boring. It's plain. You got a whole family heritage, lineage right here with a hidden message on the inside, a message on the lid, a bird that represents where he's from. Like, how could you, again, once you know better, you do better. Again, y'all can spend your money how you want to, but this is us. This is someone that looks like us, that got a bottle that the price point.
You can't even, the price point.
We bought two of them today,
$21,
y'all. And we've seen as high as 26, because depending on the store. But again, it's affordable and it's still high end. Now, I don't know if y'all noticed, those who really been rocking with us, who know how meat is when it comes to vodka, and even me, I don't even drink a lot of just plain. I like to do like flavor vodkas. when we talk about that, what happened, we took a bottle to, we have a YouTube meetup in Dallas this last March. Bottle's gone within like 3 minutes. Completely.
A bottle, John?
Yeah.
Oh.
Done. It's like the best vodka ever. But me, talk to me about the taste of this, man.
Yeah, you just had a shot of, which one did you get?
This is the original.
Oh, no, I'm not even a fan. I'm really not a fan of plain.
I just got this plain vodka.
I'm ready for. I'm gonna tell. I thought this was the other one.
This is so smooth that I really forgot this was because we didn't know. Remember, he opened this up while we was over here.
Yeah, this one he was doing his own thing over here.
This is the best, smoothest, lightest vodka that you probably would taste, and it's high end.
Because I'm really not.
You
didn't even know. You ain't see me frown.
So typically when I showcase the drink, when I'm doing the tasting, I put a theme around it, right? If you've never been island hopping before, right? We take you island hopping with IslandJon. We start here at Ritchie Beach, right? Then we jump over here to Guava Island.
Okay.
And then we land on Mango Peach Beach. So we have a fourth flavor that we're going to release later on this year. It's going to be LTO, limited time offering.
Oh.
When you see it, go grab it. But
me, Sippin with me not exclusive. Y'all heard it here first. He come out with a fourth bottle. Y'all heard it here first.
Is the bottle a totally different?
No. So there's a couple line extensions.
Okay.
So for this new Ritchie Reserve that you're drinking right here, we're going bigger, right? So 1.75.
Oh,
right. The party bottle.
That's what I was just about to say.
The party bottle. And then from a flavor profile, we are going to launch you heard it here first, right? We're rolling out with a coconut vanilla.
Oh. Coconut
vanilla. There's no other brand that blends the two flavors, right?
Coconut vanilla.
I was just about to say that.
You go to Rock, you got a coconut, and they're gonna give you a vanilla. So you can spend a whole $80 just on the two flavors, right? But with IslandJon, you're gonna get best of both worlds, same price. It's going to be.
Y'all heard it here first. Coconut vanilla. Sipping with me now. We have it first. Sipping with me now. Y'all heard it here first. Yes. Get back to the chat. He said we love IslandJon. We received very cool. Yeah, we actually sent them a bottle of IslandJon. We did what we call on YouTube. They have a lot of challenges where with those who are part of like the challenge channel. They're go to a restaurant and somebody will order them something and they just pick it up and eat it, or you go to the drive-through and say whatever that person ordered. So me and Kayla Mar, the Marcus of Kayla Mar, we did a challenge where we sent each other black-owned spirits. Okay. And so I sent him IslandJon and a few others, and he sent me Success and another. And then so that's our way of getting the word out there. So they said we love the IslandJon vodka we received, very smooth.
I mean, but that's the kind of intentionality that our community is, right? That's exactly what it is. In order for us just to grow and to continue to flourish and just prosper.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's what we need.
So we have a question. Someone said, what gave you the courage to step out and take a risk in doing something different and innovative when there was no proof it would work? Come on.
God did, baby.
Come on, God did. God did. Come on.
Well, you know what, man? Because I knew there was something greater and better, right? And for whatever reason, that year of being at work, I was just being, you know what I mean? Pope, like, come on, like, I got you.
Right.
You just got to believe that I got you. It ain't going to be easy, but I got you. But the uneasiness that you're going to experience is only going to strengthen your faith through the process. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I heard it here first, man. Some of y'all right now that got something y'all want to do, whether it be a business, whether it be schooling, whether it be relationships, whether it be whatever. Take a leap of faith. Y'all know God is the biggest security blanket. He's your parachute, and just take a leap of faith like he did. So
yeah, man, you know, it's that meme that says that God doesn't judge the size of your bank account, he judges the size of your
That's right. So. And knowing that's all you have, it makes you work that much harder.
Bottle presentation matters. Y'all Man, I'll tell y'all, we saw it. We was struck. I just didn't know it was black owned until later on. Until we started hearing the names.
We didn't do this much research.
And I'm telling y'all, like, to have him here, like, again, it was almost like me and me didn't think when we decided to come up with this secondary channel, we're just talking about some of the people we have on. We was like, should we have IslandJon? And his name, the business name is so big. Y'all may not know this, but again, this may not be the case for everybody, but for us, for Sippin with me now, when we think of names like IslandJon, to me, it's up there with Uncle Nearest. Like, when it comes to the vodka space, we talked to Cliff from, y'all know Cliff's a fan of the channel. We're a fan of him, King 79. And when we talk about, like, the different diversity that's out there in the black-owned spirit space, like, IslandJon's name got to come up because y'all the ghosts, like y'all name really rings out. So when we met him for the first time, it was like, wow. And we met for the second time, it was like, wow. And then we was like, man, we want you on the show. He was like, let's do it. I'm like, that's it. Let's do it. Like,
that's all be easy, man. You know, like, my schedule's super full. Man.
Yeah.
I'm busy. Like, I think I typically hit my wall over the last 4 years. I've been hitting a wall, just grinding, going. But this year, like, it came super early.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because, like, April, I was in I could have been in 4 different states, right? But I had to call off one, and it's like I couldn't do it just because just being mentally and spiritually and physically ready to take a trip down to Florida and know that my turnaround time was going to be within like 24 hours of coming back home to my family this time. I was like, I couldn't do it. So you have to kind of listen to those signals, right? You have to pay attention to it because, you know.
What was going through your mind during?
No, you're fine. No, I don't know.
What was going through your mind during COVID? Like, because we talked about this with a lot of black-owned spirits either started during COVID, right before COVID, and they got scared. You was before COVID, but then COVID hit. What was going through your mind? Was it any moment that you thought that you had to shut down? Were you scared because people was going to the liquor store? We didn't know we was going to open back up again. So what was like for you?
I was completely scared because you know, we were still very young in the marketplace, right? We didn't have very much placement. At that time, we were at like $24.99 off the shelf, right, or more. I may get emotional, but this is an important time of my life, right, where it's like I took that jump, and from there, you know, I had family. We just bought a new house too, right? So not only was I scared, but my wife was probably like,
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
She was like, what the hell are you doing? Right. You know what I mean? Like, go get you a job or whatever. So we just brought on an investor, really good friend of mine. And, you know, he didn't really know. He had a lot of belief in me, right, at first, because he's like, Kevin, I don't know this space. I've invested in a lot of stuff. I don't know this space, but I love you and I want to see you do well. Right. And so
shout out to that friends like that. Shout out to friends like that.
For sure. So me and him kind of we game plan. He's kind of a soundball because being an entrepreneur can be a very kind of lonely space, right? And then especially if you're new in the space, you don't have a lot of different entrepreneurial friends, right? Until you go out and find them or you get in that area. But anyway, we all thought that it probably COVID will go away, right? Like within at least 90 days.
Right. For sure.
Like, of course they got a cure for this. It's,
right.
It's like the flu, right?
Right.
No. So, I was just bringing on a team, because we have a field team out there, right? That helps get product. So I was just bringing on the team, and then I had to send an email mid-March to say, you know what? We're just gonna chill for a while, see if this thing kind of blows over, and see what happens. But March, our case depletion was just getting over about 50 cases a month, right? It was still very low at that time. And then we were dwindling down to like 12 and then 20 in April. And we were just bringing on a new SKU for our little 50 mLs. Our distributors were like, we're not bringing on any new SKUs. I'm like, what? We just spent all this money for this stuff. I'm like, why didn't you tell me some more? So straight guerrilla marketing, man. had the distillery send me a pallet of the 50 mLs, and I was just going around to all my accounts, and I was like, I don't care what you do with them, sell them, give them away, put it in people's hands, because we weren't doing promos, right? People shelter in place.
Right.
So yeah, man. I mean, I was pretty terrified, but I was in the process of just doing what I can, right, as much as I can, within the framework of what was going on outside of just doing what I can. And then when the end of April came, April 29th, I remember that date.
April 29th.
That's when Kemp said we're going into phase 1, right? Dude, I was like the dog just itching to go outside. Well, I'm the door. Whoa! Oh,
hey, people say they want to by Kemp, but Kemp was like, man, enough.
Right. So every weekend I was outside, just doing my thing, as many people as possible.
Right.
And I had a really good friend, Rashad, who was still part of my team, which we brought on full time employment. August of last year. He helped out while he can down in Middle Georgia, because we had some stuff, about 4 or 5 accounts, whatever the case going on in Middle Georgia. So he'll help out as he can. But I was at the mind frame that I think I probably got in the biggest fight with my wife prior to that, right? So I was in the mind frame is that I don't care if there was 2 Godzillas outside. We're gonna make this work. I am not going to be a casualty of COVID, right? And so I caught COVID back mid-December. Mid-December, I caught COVID, and I think that was just really a time. On top of that, my between April, I think August was the time I got a ruptured disc in my lumbar. So I was going out to damn promos like almost hunched over until I could get into a position where I could stand up straight, because I was going from a sit down position to standing up. It took a little while, right? But I, like, dude, by any means necessary, right? By any means necessary. So, COVID laid my ass down for about 2 weeks, and I saw the business work without me being in it.
So that's because you had a structure in place.
Yeah. So I had some team members, right? One was out in Florida. Shout out to Rick. One was out in Houston. Shout out to JT. Because we expanded those markets in 2020 as well, right? Around July, August. Yeah. So the business, was kind of turning.
So 2 things we learned is you got to have faith in the structure. Because
business always has to have a structure. You know what I mean? Without structure, you're not going to.
It'll be all over the place.
On top of that, the greatest part of that is having team. Not just a team, but team.
Thank you.
Come on.
I was about to say, you can't have anybody.
You gotta have believers on the squad.
Man. So now that COVID hit, things started to turn up a little bit. What was that thing, or what moment did you realize, you know what, this could take off? Or has it take off?
I mean, we're still in the process of taking off, man. Because
you're highly respected, Kevin. You're being very humble right now, Kevin. But again, we talk like we're really, again, we're blessed to have you here. When he had texted me, we thought this interview was going to be last Saturday. But the fact that he even called me, I didn't even know. I think I probably gave the number. He called me. I was like, me, Kevin John on the phone. And so when we talked to like again, Clint from King 79 or Aaron from 716 Vodka, like your name always come up, because it's like not to say you're the bar to them, but I'm just saying, but your name comes up, never in a negative way, just like it's highly respected amongst people in the vodka community, man. And so it's just I know you're humble, man, but it's like you're really like up there. Like I put someone today, like he's like the Uncle Nears of the vodka community. Again, maybe no shade to any other vodka brands out there, because again we support Mal Select and 716 and Fiore Vodka. So when did it start? So you from the very beginning, but at what point did you know, like, know what, we have
higher levels?
Yeah, like we got something here. Like even with the flavors.
I mean, I always thought that. I wouldn't have got into it by then. You know what I'm saying? Like I think, and that goes back to 2015, right? Because when I told my dad, I'm like, Dad, send me as many bottles as you want. And if you ever Google IslandJon, it may take you a while to kind of scroll down into all the images on Google, but you'll see a black bottle. Right, IslandJon was originally a black bottle with green text.
She saw that thing. She's like, Elmar, I think IslandJon coming up with a new bottle. It's black and green, whatever. Maybe he's gonna bring it back tonight. I was like,
no, that was the original.
You still have that?
Yeah, so
yeah, my good friends that went to that first tasting, they was all like, I'm keeping this bottle because 20 years later it's gonna be her. So anyway, I told my dad, just send me what he had, and I'll get it in this environment. And I'll just check it out and bring some friends, mutual friends into this environment. We'll do a tasting and get some feedback on it, whatever. In hindsight, because really the intention of doing that was to excite or entice who my dad was working with in Europe, right? Because they had the bag, and so they didn't seem very motivated, right? Based on what I was able to come up with. They thought it was cool, but I was like, well, we don't know if we want to invest in the U.S. market or this and that. I told my dad, I was like, Dad, if you still own the name, if you still have rights to the name, then let's see. In all my naivety, right? Like, let's see what we can do with this, right? If I've known better, I'd probably like, I don't know, But yeah, so in retrospect, going through that process made me a believer that we had something, right? I didn't realize the amount of work that it would take, right? Because CPG space, consumer product space, it's a grind, especially in this industry where you got not only your local brands and your craft brands, but you also got the big guys are also dumping a lot of money, resources into a very niche space, right? It's not like grocery stores, whatever. And even that game is that's another level, right? But it's so aggressive where which is why I had to tell my wife, I'm like, look, if this thing is going to grow, it needs my full-time attention, right? Like I can't babysit it on the side because it's not a touch and go. It's very much a relationship building business, right? Relationship building from your distributor to your vendors, to your suppliers, to your retailers, to your bars and restaurants. They want to see visibility. They just don't want to buy your product and never see you again. You know what I mean? Unless you got a community showing up for you. But if you don't have a community showing up for you, they want to see you. You know what I mean? So, and that's why I'm still out there. Not as much as I used to be, right? As far as being in the stores and this and that other, but thank God, I have a team of believers that get out there and they reflect that passion into the brand as well. So.
All right, so let's be a team of believers in this. Yeah, they get this alley hopping. So now you took us to Richie Beach.
We went to Richie Beach, okay. So now we head over to Wapa Island. And so this SKU here was our first flavor profile, inspired by my dad. Okay. Right? Growing up in Trinidad and Tobago, we grew up with guava tree. And the reason why we put apple guayaba or guava in front of it is because there's different species or varieties of the fruit, right? You got berry guavas, you got pineapple guavas. My dad specifically grew up with the apple guava tree. And not only with the apple guavas, you have two variations of those fruit. You got think of it like the green and red apple, right? You have a white flesh and you have a pink flesh. So we produce ours with the pink flesh because it's a little more succulent and sweeter. So we make this guava infused vodka with that. Plus, I have to add my grandmother Nana to the story of 90 years old. She turned 90 mid-March. But she used to make guava jam. So it inspired us to use a fresh puree of the actual fruit. So what else are we using? So
okay, we got another question. So this one said, Shasta question. 6 times distilled, finest corn, small batch. What drove the decision to go premium instead of standard?
Great question. So the reason to go premium versus standard is because standard, I felt it would have cost a lot more, right? Because you have to really come out with volume to go standard, right? If you're going to compete at a Smirnoff level, right?
Tito. Where did Tito come from? It just came out of nowhere. Okay, go ahead.
That's another story. That's 25 years in the game.
Really?
Oh, really? So it must be other. Was it another with some more names that falls into that?
But just never. It's just
Tito.
It's always been Tito.
Always been Tito.
I went to college in '95. I've never seen Tito until I got to Atlanta, and that's
a year ago.
Yeah, like 5 years ago. It's always been a Grey Goose, Kettle One, Smirnoff.
That's crazy.
Wow.
If it took
you're right.
you that long to get to them, that means they still have a lot of growth to do.
Yeah.
Right? Which is concerning to me because they haven't. Dude, this is like the biggest brand below Jack Daniels.
Right.
Right. I mean, from a volume perspective, and Jack Daniels is a global brand. Tito's is to an extent, but a lot of their volume happens here in the U.S. Right. So I mean, that's what it is. But back to her person's question here. In order to operate at a Smirnoff level, which is like $15.99 at the shelf in most places, we would have had to. It would have required a huge cash haul to do that, right? Because that means you're buying in a lot of volume. Right. Listen, our first pallets was like 3. three. When I say glass, right? Our initial pallets was like 3 or maybe 5. I think I started off with 3, right? And then we went to 5. And then we eventually got to 10. And then we eventually got to a container, which took us 2 years to get to about a container size, right? But yeah, so small batch, when it's more of a luxury style product, right? It takes a little, you have the luxury of it growing on someone a little slower than trying to compete at a more rapid pace, right? Especially if you don't have the cash to do so, right? So that's one thing. But most importantly, we wanted to represent the Caribbean in a way where it was elevating the Caribbean, right? From the perspective of a product, right? Versus you physically being there, right? So we wanted you to get on vacation with IslandJon first, you know what I mean? To get there. So what you have is the apple guayab. We use the Creole version of guayab versus just generic name of guava that you will see in your grocery stores, because that's also part of our heritage. In southern Trinidad, there was Creole spoken there, so we wanted to, tell that story as well.
Yeah.
Ooh, now this.
I haven't had this one so long.
Oh, that's good, boy.
What were you?
We've been drinking the new Richie.
The Richie or the mango peach?
No, I
don't know. We had the mango peach.
You haven't had mango peach yet?
We're gonna get there. That's the next outlet spot. But we took the apple to Dallas, and that got killed. I'm not sure we even had it in Dallas.
Maybe we was because we were giving it out. You said, or?
No, this one got killed. Well, we passed this around. I don't think we even taste this.
That's what I'm saying.
The other bottle, like I said, and that's why we had to stop. We haven't given away so many bottles of Spears. We said we had to stop because again, we just wanted everyone to taste it. So we wanted to bring to Dallas, and it was passed out and it was just gone. Everybody like, where's that? And then we sent one to Kalamar. We didn't buy one from Kalamar. We actually sent a bottle of IslandJon that we had, and then we had the new Richie that I think we just killed. Whatever. That's where we gonna re-up because like we out and we don't have no product. And we went to Prohibition. We got scared like,
it was
shit.
like 4 o'clock. So we was like,
and so we never asked Kevin to bring us free bottles and anything. So we had to go and support it. But we ended up getting it, whatever. But we may have this in Dallas, but I think by the time it passed around, we never got it. It was gone quick.
Because I don't remember.
This y'all, this is no exaggeration, y'all. This apple guayab Guayab is probably one of the best tasting vodkas ever. Catherine, y'all need to come on and try this. This is incredible. Now, Cooking with the Catherine, they're a couple of their YouTube channel. They have their own seasoning called Spice Addicts. They have beef addicts, jerk addicts, chicken addicts, seafood addicts. They have a lot of different products that they sell. So they like to come over here, we taste something, they'll cook something, we pair. We got some collabs going coming out where they cook something and we bring spirits and collab with it. So y'all definitely got to come over here and try it. This is incredible. I mean,
look, as soon as it's up,
my mama gonna be up here pulling in.
Which one?
Like, my mom like, ooh.
Yeah, so unbeknownst to us, it's the only bar. Yo, we didn't realize it, going in the market when so quick story, I'm in Pennsylvania visiting with my mother-in-law, and my dad's called and we're still conversing through, product, and we're about to go to production and come deciding on a flavor profile to come out with. Because you can't be from the Caribbean not represent the flavor, and the Caribbean's just full of flavor, right? So my dad was all like, "Kev, what do you think about a blueberry, or maybe this berry or that?" And I'm like, knocking them all down like that. I was like, nah. But he's like, you called me. He's like, you know what, Kevin, growing up in Trinidad, I grew with 2 guava trees. What do you think about putting guava in a bottle? I was like, you know what, that might be on point. So I called Theo down the story, who was also black. Theo. South Theo. He comes from Florida Distillers, down Fort Lauderdale, Miami area. But anyway, he put together a few copies. He put together a few copies of IslandJon, or this guava flavor, and we actually took those copies and created like a small intimate tasting with friends, right? And this was in 2016, I believe, is when this happened, for the tasting. So we had people sitting around the table, and we named each of those copies an island, right? So when they did their little when they told us which one they liked, they will say by island versus a number, whatever the case is. So this is the profile we landed on, and we haven't looked back on it. I'm very intentional about the sugar intake, about 6 grams per serving, so just less than about a teaspoon of sugar. So that's a 1.75 shot, right? That's a shot.
Yo, this is incredible. Like I'm sitting there like, you don't have to mix this with anything. I've seen recipe cocktails with it, but this is good alone by itself. Like, I don't know what else. Pineapple juice, maybe?
Pineapple juice,
maybe.
You really don't.
And you don't have to like, this is incredible. This Donovan, Stacy,
and 80 proof.
Alex.
40%, 80 proof.
80 proof, so it's not light. Like, this will put you on your back.
Sneak up.
We don't dumb down the typically on flavor profiles, you get over 80.
Yeah, so I don't know if anybody went to the Dallas meetup, y'all remember this, man, but this didn't last long. It's definitely not like this. Is we have to re-up on this.
Right.
Like, this is gonna be this is the new standard
I'm
drink.
island hop, so I don't want to drink too much of each one. Okay.
Baby, man up, baby.
We island.
We island hop. So anybody come over here and want an island hop, we're gonna take y'all. We're gonna IslandJon. You're gonna have a flight. We're gonna have an IslandJon flight when y'all come over here. We're gonna take you to the beach, the New Beach. Then you're gonna take you to Guava Island, and now we're gonna take you to the Mango. Oh, here we go. And I got a cocktail in mind that I want Kevin to taste. Oh, we got another question, Kevin. While you preparing? Building a team is one of the most difficult tasks for an entrepreneur. Any tips on building a team and finding the right people? This is from the same Spice Addict entrepreneurs.
I would say that you're right, especially when you can't hire full time and you have other obligations of a full-time job that pays the bills. I need another couple. And so I would say, there's that old adage that says, hire slow and fire quickly.
Yeah, that's people
That's what we call you. That's what we call both. You said hire slow and fire quick.
Yeah. Because especially it's the money of the company that you're using to pay folks with, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got to treat that like gold. That's the oxygen that feeds the company. Mm-hmm. And if they're not able to add or triple that oxygen for the company, then you gotta let them go. You gotta let them like, hey, maybe there's a different space for you. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But we're not it. Mm-hmm. Maybe in the future, whatever the case is. But when you're small, you need to find people that share that same passion for your story and for your brand, right? And you're gonna find it. They call that your tribe, right? You know what I mean? You're gonna find your tribe. When you find your tribe, you love on them to death, right? You treat them like they're your kids if you don't have any kids, right? If they're just become an extension of your family. But we've rotated through a lot. I've always kept a quality relationship with everyone. We even called the girl back that I was working with us back in 2019 and said, hey, saw you on LinkedIn. What are you doing these days? Oh, are you available? Because we're continuing to expand our team. So she's now back on our team, right?
IslandJon hiring y'all, so y'all.
So, part of growing a business, everyone talks about scale. Right? It requires money, but you also got to scale leadership. Because at the end of the day,
and people don't talk about that enough.
They don't.
That's the word. Like all these social media influencers and all these people, like, man, first thing you need to do is get your loan, and when you want to flip that, and they don't talk about scale, but they don't tell you the right way to scale. Like that leadership is
a thing, man. Like if you don't know how to bring the right people into your organization,
not just your homeboys and your homegirls, friends.
Well, outside of family.
Right. But you have to know that I'm always looking for leaders on my team, right? And if I feel like they can become a leader, I'm happy to invest in them to grow them to be one, right? If they're willing to learn, right? But the will has to be there. If the will's not there, then you're always gonna be bumping heads.
You can easily pick that.
But scaling leadership requires you to elevate, right? And if you continue to elevate, then the company continues to elevate. But if you're always working here, I'm not a good micromanager. I become a different person when I micromanage. Not many people don't like me when I micromanage because I don't like micromanaging.
Right.
I like
do your job.
I like people who are self-motivated, who could latch on, and I don't have to drag them. They run with you versus trying to pull them along. So scaling leadership is a thing. It's huge. Like you said, growing a team is probably the hardest thing in business, right? But it's a must.
Hopefully that answer your question. Relationship building, boom. Say less, but come on over here anytime y'all get here. We're gonna have the official IslandJon flight over here. I'm gonna get the flight board so when people come over, they can actually try this out because it's steps to this. Y'all, it's steps to IslandJon, y'all. You just can't try the one thing. It's steps. You gotta work your way up, y'all. We gonna island hop y'all come over here. Actually, y'all here now, but if y'all coming on a Meet Now cruise for the meetup, we got Kelly Family Distributors that's going to bless us with a few selections. But we're gonna bring IslandJon. We're gonna bring all 3 bottles, y'all. Not these 3. These 3 stay here. We're gonna bring 3 more bottles.
They get these. We already used them.
If y'all go on the Meet Now cruise in Miami for the meetup, we will have all 3 IslandJons at the meetup, so y'all can island hop. Now, y'all ain't getting no full cups now. Y'all get the community.
I'm gonna do y'all like you doing now. Y'all
community cups. Y'all get community cups of all 3. Y'all got island hop with all 3 IslandJons at the Miami June 11th in Miami, guys. So get ready for that. So now we on the 3rd one.
Salute.
So mango forward, and then you're gonna get that piece that kind of slides on the back, right? So mango extract.
Wow. As soon as he said that,
you can taste it. The mango.
I can taste the peach.
The peach settles.
Yes.
See, See, I'm getting better.
Yeah, because black people, all we know is it's smooth. It's smooth.
Yeah.
That's the only thing black people know. It's smooth. Oh, it don't have no burn. But it's
talking about those numbers. We
came a long way, y'all. Y'all, we new to the spirit space too, y'all. We only been in for a year and a half. We still learning and growing. All we know is it don't burn. Like it don't put head shells.
We said we had to work on some more words because we tired.
We gotta get our adjectives up there. But this is really.
You really can really just
the apple and the mango will save you money because you can just sip this. I don't know. You want to judge me?
No.
Hold on. Baby, we love all three of them. Okay. I'm coming out of the two, baby, because the standalones is bad. It is what it is.
Okay, so I say.
Hold on, say between the mango and the apple. Hold on a second.
Yeah. Now I love this too, but it's just this one was so much. I love this one. This was so much better.
So it depends, y'all. Honest review, and we still gonna do a full IslandJon review because we haven't done IslandJon. Now we find all three. If you like a more sweeter vodka, apple give more of a sweeter, more of a Moscato, red wine taste. This is still sweet, but it's smoother. But you can taste the peach. I don't know what guava tastes like, but this is I don't know what this tastes good. This apple guava tastes good. I don't know what guava tastes like. Maybe so. I don't know what guava tastes like, but I know it tastes good. That's good. Like by itself, I would never probably mix apple guava with anything. I'm sipping this either on the rocks or neat. That's leave this alone. This mango, I may mix this with like maybe Tropicana juice. Maybe if I need to. I don't really need to. Which one? We'll try some.
And we do a lemon drop with the
mango.
Lemon drop.
I think we had that. Too to try.
And you can do a grown folk kind of mimosa. Right. So 1 ounce of this with 3 ounces of orange juice, top that with Prosecco.
I can see that.
Super dope.
I'm trying to see something real quick.
What you trying to make up?
Let me do this, baby. So go to the comments real quick, man.
Oh, that's thank you, YFC. They're basically.
So YFC Instagram. Make sure y'all please follow them on Instagram.
Yep. IslandJon Vodka. Learn more about us at www.islandjon.com.
Thank y'all for being here. We really appreciate y'all. Let us know how you are enjoying this interview.
And please thumbs up, y'all. Make sure the live stream. Make sure y'all please. Make sure I get in frame. So what's up, John, the Alliance, and everyone in the chat. It's Point Blank Experience in the building. Island Flights, also. Yeah. So anybody going to the Midnight is sneaking up on you. Everybody's going on the Midnight cruise. So we have a big cruise, Kevin, leaving out of Miami June 12th to the 16th. We're going to Nassau, Bahamas, and Half Moon Cay. We got 64 or 65 people going with us. And we got a big YouTube meetup Sunday because the cruise leave Monday. So Sunday in Miami at the Hilton, downtown Miami. We got a big YouTube meetup. 60-something people going to be in the building. Y'all, so that's 60 people that's going to get to try IslandJon, a flight of Island. Again, y'all get there early because once it's gone, it's gone. I ain't buying 5, 6 bottles of IslandJon. Y'all gonna get these 3 bottles, and once it run out, it's out. Y'all missed the flight. Y'all missed the flight. Hello? We driving. Yeah, we driving. Yeah, we packed too much stuff. We got gift stuff that we got, and So if you missed the flight, then it's too bad. But we're gonna have all 3 IslandJons in the building for the Miami meetup, guys. So check out the flights that's gonna be there. It's the
how many different states can this be found?
So Georgia's our largest consumption to date. We just rolled out 20 total wines in Florida.
Whoa!
So you in Miami?
Wait,
so Fort Lauderdale's the closest. Miami has like 2 or 3 other stores south of there.
Did we see this in South Beach? Is the South Beach one of them?
No, South Beach.
Okay.
Yeah. So Fort Lauderdale stores the further south, then it's West Palm and some other ones north of there, right? You can find us in Houston, Texas.
Houston, Texas. You want me to pick a couple?
With Dallas. Who else? Brooklyn, New York.
Brooklyn, okay.
What else? Marina Del Rey, California. We're up in Michigan, so shout out Detroit.
Detroit. Triple J Michelle, y'all in here watching?
Yeah. Detroit, Myers, River Street, and the newest location, another exclusive, Las Vegas.
Vegas.
Whoa.
Anytime
a brand is in Total Wine, I don't know why. I always get excited. Yeah. I don't know.
So what's the process like of getting this not nationwide? I don't know. But like, how can we get IslandJon in every store? Like, is it like a nationwide distributor? Because like in the South, you got Kelly Family Distributors, and you got Savannah distributors,
like
you got whatever. But what's the process like?
You got about 3 national distributors. Kind of think of them like your mobile company, like AT&T, Verizon. But you got 3 of those guys. And then you got your mid-tier folks that are regional and so forth. Right. To go nationwide, man, it's a lot. There's a lot of strategy from my perspective. There's a lot of strategy involved. Understanding the network, understanding how you're going to move across the U.S. Right? Because there's certain levels of retailers that you likely want to touch before you touch others. Right? And it has to kind of be, from my perspective, more of a chain reaction. For that nationwide push to happen, right? Being as small as we are, right, it's important for us to be very intentional about our movement because it's one thing to have a whole bunch of pennies in your hand and throw them out and scattered everywhere, but then there's another process where you only have these pennies. You're like, all right, for this penny, I want to grow it to 5 to a nickel, dime, a quarter, and a dollar, right? So don't rush. So don't rush the process, right?
Catherine, y'all hear this? Everybody's business owners, don't rush the process.
Don't rush the process because, like I mentioned, this industry is hyper aggressive, right? And you're asking someone from every level to spend their money to buy your product
in advance.
Right? So why would they spend their money on your product versus another product, right? So you have to think about those logistics and who you're talking to spend their money on your product, right? And is it worth their while to do so, right? Because again, we go to Alabama and likely 90% of Alabama, they don't know who IslandJon is. Same with Tennessee, South Carolina, whoever, right? So you're going into these places to ask people to take their money to say, hey, instead of buying it with Grey Goose or whoever, Jack Daniels, spend your money with me. All right, now they put it on the shelf. That shelf costs them money, right? So you got to kind of put yourself in their shoes to understand, does it make sense for you to move in that direction, right? If you're not ready to do so.
Does being black help or hurt the process? Because a lot of people,
money has no color. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, people want to know that is there a demand for your product? If there's not a demand for a product, are you going to work it to create the demand? Right? And if you're not, there's only a couple chances you have that I'm going to spend my money on your product to keep it in my store, right? So you gotta, if you were in their shoes, you probably think the same way too. Like, why would I spend my money in that direction, right? So, and if you're already thin and marketing dollars are lean, you know what I mean? You want to be intentional about that movement, right? And as a founder, don't be so quick to be the CEO. When you see my signature, I like literally yesterday put co-founder and CEO on my signature. I was president in operations for the last 4 years. You know what I mean? Like you have to be humble enough to graduate yourself when you're business graduates. You know what I mean? Like you have to be. You can't say I'm co-founder and CEO off the gate. Then you're operating on the level where you need to be operating ground floor. You got to be the janitor. You got to be the janitor. You got to go clean the toilets. You know what I mean? That's your job. Until you can elevate and then get somebody else to do it, then you elevate yourself to general manager. You know what I'm saying? And I think people are so quick to just give themselves a CEO title when they're not, or their business is not, their business is not ready for it. You know what I mean?
CEO of nothing until you deserve
Right,
it.
exactly.
Come on, man.
You know, you gotta earn it. You gotta earn it.
Come on, man. Y'all don't learn nothing else tonight, man. Y'all talking. I've done to say we talking good tonight. We got Queen Eva representing Africa in the building. How you doing? We got Africa in the building. Denise. We got Shine in the building. Any more? Y'all make sure y'all any more questions. You're not gonna be here too much longer. We're in an hour and 10 minutes. Make sure we miss any questions. All right, they still sharing the link out. Meeting our crews, including IslandJon to the send-off party, y'all. Come on, y'all. IslandJon will be the meet now, meet off. We have anything but Vegas. He's saying that IslandJon is in Vegas, but me and me
we're working on getting it established. It's not there.
Okay.
Thank you for that clarity. It's all about networking,
working relationships.
Absolutely.
So what's the goal for me? How many account numbers you got about me? Because I got something in mind I want you to work on me. So what's the goal for IslandJon? Like where do you see IslandJon within the next like maybe 5 years?
You know what? I tell people I'd rather grow 3 states really well than be nationwide.
Really?
Right? Yeah, because you can make millions of dollars just being in a state or 2 or 3. You know what I mean? You can make millions of dollars just being there, right? Again, it's all about being intentional and moving in a way where it supports the growth of the business, right? Yeah, we could be nationwide, but don't have feet on the ground to support nationwide. Your human capital is the most expensive part of the business, right? You know, you got to pay people well, or at least try to. You know what I mean? So next 5 years, I see us, probably being a regional brand, a strong regional brand. Now we got Tennessee covered, we got South Carolina.
You would think that I promise y'all, IslandJon is such a recognizable, known name that you would think that you already had that. Like I thought y'all already nationwide. Like that's how much, at least maybe because we still new to this, but it goes that question. Like when we hear about IslandJon, we think you like the Uncle Near, like maybe Uncle Near's not in every state yet. But
they're nationwide. They're nationwide, but because the reason why you feel like that because you're in Georgia and what we've been able to in this market, you know what I mean? What we've been able to do and create that kind of brand penetration in this market is why you feel that way, right? But anyone that comes from even Florida or Alabama is like, oh, I never heard of this brand before. Like they don't have that same know. And that's what I'm saying is that you almost have to be so intentional in that way that you grow a space where it feels like you're nationwide to your customers, right? Because like you're everywhere. Right. So I just, grow slow, be intentional, and
grow
be patient.
Someone put that in the chat. Grow slow, be intentional. So it's almost like the record business. We not.
I come from that space.
Yeah, okay, so like everybody say, if you can't lock in your city, if you can't blow up Detroit to see that you win, how do you expect to blow up nationwide? So if you can't lock down Atlanta, if you're a brand or whatever market you in, you can expect to be nationwide.
You got to create a fire. You got to create a fire somewhere. You gotta create it so big that smoke comes in the air and people like start asking. You know what I mean? So that's how I look at it.
No, you're getting a lot of good nuts. So very true. Can be a millionaire in one state, absolutely.
So that's interesting.
IslandJon dropping
the
heat.
Business?
Yes.
Kind of give us
a little history.
Producer.
It's produce, your hip hop, urban music. I had placements on MTV and you remember Unique Whips?
Yes.
Sure. But I was watching when they were tricking out 50 Cent's Lamborghini and they ran all my tracks in the background.
Wow. So you're a producer.
Yeah. So I was listening to it one day because my publisher had we made placements here, right? And they told me it's like Saturday morning I just happened to turn to it and I was Unique Whips and they were doing it and then I started hearing I was like that's my stuff. So yeah, I started checking out. So Real Rules Challenge was my first placement in 2000.
Wow. Real World
on MTV, yeah. And then I got the opening track to Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, Family Channel.
Wow.
But yeah, that's kind of my fan point. But I've always kind of really been more local with local artists. I think.
Can you still make beats now?
Hell no.
No, you don't want to make beats. Or...
No, like seriously, man. When I tell you that God works in a way where He will move you, He will move.
Okay.
Right? Like I kept certain pieces of my production equipment around, and I had no desire to go put a plug in them.
Wow.
Connect them. Put a MIDI cord in them and connect them. And on my MPC, I still got an MPC 2000.
Wow.
I bought my kids a keyboard, and when I even tinker on it, I'm like, I forgot where to put my fingers to. Like seriously,
Whoa.
My shift at that time was so dramatic.
Yeah,
it was crazy.
Okay.
You want the pineapple juice?
Oh, that's interesting.
Right here.
Okay.
No, I thought you bought the
You
cans
say
out.
you want.
No, but wasn't there another mango pineapple one?
Oh, it's at the bottom.
The bottom. I'm gonna try it. I got an idea, man. I'm trying to listen. We got Chris Kevin come back here. I've been working on a cocktail. I've been working on a cocktail for the past 3 days. It's a standard cocktail, but it's an idea in my mind.
Wait, but I had already gave him the pineapple. Kevin said, "How many you want?"
Look, I only had one with the mango. The mango one. So I saw a piece of. Wait, let me try that with the mango. So let me try something. So this is.
No, I'm trying to.
Babe, don't be a hater, man.
I'm not. I want them
I'm
to
be a
see
hater,
what
so
you're
I'm gonna try something first. Kevin, don't have this bullshit. She's been messing right now. So we got that. So we got. I'm trying this mango peach.
Okay.
I'm gonna try this coconut. Oh, can't get this. No, we just bought this. We ran that. All right, y'all. We're gonna try this right now. Coconut. I'm gonna try a little bit of this mango pineapple juice. Mango pineapple juice.
Okay.
Oops. And then I'm gonna try some of this blue pure cow.
Okay. Shake it up.
Keep that.
High and tight.
I call this is gonna be the first time anyone made this with the owner. With the owner here, I call this, I don't know what I'm calling it. I'm gonna call this the Blue Island. The Blue Island. There we go. Kind of green though, but we're gonna call it blue. Mr. John,
I haven't had my dinner yet, so I'm
okay. Sip slow. Dang. And me said she be honest opinion.
This is for the meetup, so go on and hit it up for the meetup.
That's it. That's the one. Y'all
Bring the
That's the
jug.
one.
Bring the jug. We're gonna
That's the
mix it
one.
up. So what do you think about our bar though?
Yeah, hold on. We ask that, y'all. This is a question you're gonna ask anybody come here. Mr. John, CEO.
We didn't
CEO of IslandJon. What do you think of the Mecca?
Guys, when I walked in here, I was like blown away. Right? Blown away by the intentionality of these of this couple here to take their hard-earned cash to support them every. You're at 70, right? But you don't have any wines in here though, right?
Over there.
We have some wines over here. But yeah, man, to take their hard-earned cash, man, and be super intentional about supporting us and putting it and giving the visibility and light to brands that I don't even think I've seen some of these brands. Well, look.
Anytime you want to come over and just taste something, we gotta be on air. Just taste something, try something. Like I said, we got Buy Black. It's a black flavor, black color vodka.
Yeah. I saw him in Tennessee a couple years ago. Yeah. But yeah, it is super dope in here, man. Like I've only seen this through like Instagram when they were posts, but to be in this space is super inspiring, man. Like you killing me with my own. Like I need to do my own.
That's how we felt when we went to the 50.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate that, y'all.
Thank you.
Is this the best home bar you've seen?
It is the best.
Let's toast to this Blue Island. I'm calling Island Blue.
Island Blue.
Island Blue. Cheers, y'all. What do you think, man?
It's very good. This is something we really can take and make and just take with us, like what we serve as meet and greet. This could be a meet and greet.
Oh, yeah.
You might call this official.
That's opening reception.
Okay.
Welcome drink. Welcome.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all see, I killed mine, y'all. So, all right. So we're not gonna go too much longer down. We almost at an hour 30. We won't keep it too long. I know you still got to eat. Have we known that we will meet one day? But I'm like, me, he probably gonna eat. Please come over here.
Look, I be trying to have a whole meal.
We're gonna have the cactus prepare something over. We gotta do this again. We gotta set up something with the cactus. We had some deals over here, spice at it. So I know we support Black-owned spirits. You're a Black-owned spirit. How important is it for? Because I see a lot of we had kind of asked this question offline, but a lot of people we see a lot of people talk a lot of reels that say we're not just a Black-owned spirit. We're a Black-owned business. We're a business, a great business, or we have a great product that just so happens to be Black. How important is that messaging to get out there that don't just support us because I'm a Black man. We actually have a great product owned by a Black man.
Absolutely.
Or is it even important to have that type of distinction?
It is, because I say that when dealing with other Black-owned businesses, such as restaurants and bars.
Okay.
Right? Like, as much as I demand them to be intentional with their spend, right? Because they're going to spend money for product on their bar anyway, right? Like, be intentional about it, right? But don't buy me because we're Black, right? Right. And I appreciate it if you do, but I don't think that creates a consumer to buy again. It's just, I'm doing you a favor because you're Black. You know what I mean? Versus, you know what? This product is really good. The plus is that this guy's a Black, right? That's the extra incentive behind my motivation to buy it. But at the end of the day, the product is good, right? And the product has to speak for itself at the end of the day.
That's a good take, because I know a lot of people ask us, we have a hashtag that we like to use on our channel. We call it Black Options. A lot of times because some people are unaware, or the misconception in the hoods or in the inner cities or Black neighborhoods that Black businesses are subpar, the Black cleaners is lazy, or this, that, the service is late, blah, 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 whatever. And our goal is for this channel to let people know we have Black products that's just as good, if not better, than what's name. So like I said, I wasn't comparing IslandJon, but when I saw this, the first thing that came on my mind, not to say that it was biting off this, but the first thing that came on my mind was Grey Goose. Like, because the bottle, the bird, like, it's just like, it reminds you. So I mean, it's up to that part. It's not like you getting something with like a sticker on the bottle and they just slapped it on there. Like, you getting a superior product. So it's giving that Black option. Like, with Jack Daniels, like, you don't have to drink Jack Daniels. We got Uncle Nears. No, you don't have to drink Kettle One. No, you got 716 vodka. You don't have to drink Don Julio. You got Los Hermanos. You don't have to drink Grey Goose. You don't have to drink Kettle One. You got IslandJon. So you have those options out there. So it's not that we just support Blackness and it's trash product. Like, y'all, you got a product that tastes good. That tastes good, that has a message in the bottle. I have not met one bottle yet. Even bulk vodka, from Miami, that bottle is a strawberry vodka, but it pretty much, he had like 2 homeboys that died, so the bottle represents them and this and that. King 7 vodka got his whole family lineage on the bottle, like Sakari, the bottle shaped like a woman because they supporting women. Like, these brands has a message behind the bottle. So you got good tasting product, has a positive message. Majority of them is affordable. Some of them probably may be priced high, but I spend $1 or $2, maybe $5 more if it's a good product versus somebody else, whatever. Man, if it's a Jack Daniels that's $50 and Uncle Nearest is $55, I'd pay $55 to get Uncle Nearest because I know what it's going to be, whatever. But then you got this product that's like $27. It has a good message. When I tell y'all, once y'all taste this, y'all would never try. Okay, what's another vodka that's flavored? I said Grey Goose. Because Grey Goose got flavored vodka. Now, what's the other one we tried the other day? They have a whole bunch of different flavors. Amsterdam. Amsterdam got the trash. That's like bottom tier. It was something that had a whole bunch of different. Was it Grey Goose got essentials? That's what it is. Essential. Yo, when I tell y'all, I would never. Oh God, I would never buy Grey Goose again, y'all. And then they come out with coconut vanilla. You shit me. I'll never buy Grey Goose again. Like, y'all, when I tell y'all, there's nothing like all three. So if you like, I'm not sure what the proper name for it. I call it base vodka. If you like base vodkas, then this new Richie Reserve, the beach one, to start off the flight will work for you. Like, man, we try this. Y'all seen, go back, watch the replay. We didn't know this was the base vodka. It was just a smooth taste of vodka. And then we upgrade to the mango peach. We upgrade to the apple. Mind blowing. And then he hit us in the head with his mango. Yo, there's nothing else left to try. Like, this here is affordable, tastes good, and it has a positive message. Like, y'all can't beat this nowhere. And then we made a dope cocktail, this is my opinion. Y'all heard it here, man. So I'm nice. Those that know me, I'm nice with the old fashions, and now I'm getting better with the cocktail. I'm trying to impress you, Kevin. You came over here, we trading up. We got y'all know this. Y'all didn't know a brand new shelf space over here. We try to make sure. We want to have crystals, chandeliers come over here. We take over. We want to have stuff on the walls. Next time we come back, we're gonna do it. Man, y'all. So y'all make sure y'all be intentional. Shout out to Sippin Black Only. Their Instagram page, but their motto is to just make awareness of Black-owned spirits. Be intentional going out. Again, we can't make you pay for it. Do what you can afford. But if you see this here, and why pass this up on this guy? So, Kevin, John, man, is anything that you want to leave the people? That you want to leave the people with a message? Take us home.
Look, you heard the story. Now go out and do what you do, and grab a bottle. You heard it from these amazing folks. Look, we're here to win, right? But we can't win without you. So we need you guys to support, tell somebody, tell a friend, and continue to tell the good story. Because I believe we have a good story. We are the next vodka brand to be lifted with the giants of the world, right?
Absolutely.
And again, we can't get there without you. So please go out to your local liquor store, ask for it, to your bar, ask for it. Check us online. You can also order it through Reserve Bar. And
Happy Cork. Yeah, you on Happy Cork?
Yeah, Happy Cork in Brooklyn has us. You can definitely get it there. If you can't, reach out to us and see how you can get it. I'll respond to you.
Yeah, if you're in Atlanta, guys, I know we got this at Camp Creek. You can get this probably at Prohibition. There's a few of the liquor stores in Atlanta. I think Firewater. I seen this Firewater. Got it. Firewater and Prohibition are Black-owned. But Firewater, Prohibition, Black-owned. But again, when you're in Douglasville, again, there's other stores, but when you're in the Douglasville area, we got two of these. They had all three of them in Camp Creek. Not Camp Creek, at Chapel Hill. But you also go to Camp Creek where a beverage as well. So, God, if you're in Atlanta, no excuse. Go and cop a bottle, guys. Gift it to a friend. Actually, it's a funny story. My brother was getting his haircut, and me and my brother, we twins, and we always it's a battle competition. He's sweating down. He can out know me or outdo me or just put me on something that. So I get a FaceTime. I was at work. He was like, "And what, man? I'm getting my haircut." And my barber said, "I bet you don't know something about this." And guess what he grabbed? Violent IslandJon.
Where's he?
Kennesaw. So my brother lives out here in Douglasville, but his barber, the place he go to is in Kennesaw. So his barber, so I guess he was telling his barber that my brother got a YouTube channel by Black on Spirits, and he was like, I bet you ain't got this here. So he FaceTimed me, and he had I don't know which one he had. It could have been this one. Like, I bet you ain't got this. So knowing me being petty, because that's my twin brother, he always trying to outdo me. So I stood there like, dang, what's that called? You mean this right here? And then I said, oh, did you mean this one? Because I had both of them. So he's like, oh, okay. I'm like, man, don't do me. We know about IslandJon. But again, the word is out there. People know about IslandJon. And he thought he was putting me on something like that. Come on, man. Let's look back enough. Now, we don't know everything. We still growing. But again, that was just probably about a month ago. So he was like, man, I really love tequila. So I sent him some messages, some bottles of some tequilas that they can get. I don't know. And then today we was at Camp Creek. I keep saying Camp Creek. It was Camp Hill, and we had 2 bottles in our hand. And the security guy was like, man, everybody being here trying to buy what's now? I'm like, man, if we got the owner. Now we flashing up now. We like, oh, we had the owner. The owner coming to the crib tonight.
And then I walked off. I came back and said,
yeah, so like okay, so he subscribed. He's got 4 channels. He's like, you got the owner come? Yeah, we got him tonight, man. So yeah, maybe she go tap in tonight. Oh, I'm definitely gonna tap in. So shout out to I'm gonna be watching that. Chapel Hill, package store. But he did say he's like, man, people been coming in buying that a lot. Like I don't know if he's trying to boost the sale. It's already in my hands, so I don't really do that. But that's what he said. He's like, people been buying it, so mention the word, get out there, man. So how can people like us help get the word out there? Can they? I know people say tell them by name, but do that really work? If you go to the package store and say, hey man, you need your IslandJon, does that really help?
It does. I mean, if there's enough people that say it, they're like, I need to have a product.
Okay. So y'all make sure y'all go check out IslandJon.
Don't see it, request it.
All the mods in the link, been dropping the links to the Instagram to IslandJon, guys. So that's it, man. We don't want to keep the brother too much longer, man. But this has been an amazing interview, man. Again, definitely one of the icons for us. To the Black on Spirit space, guys. Definitely honored to have you in here. But we're not done. We have to
wrap it up.
Oh, man, what?
Almost forgot.
Black Spirits Matters.
So you got the Black Spirits Matters cup.
Got it.
You got the OG sipping with me. Now, this is the OG cup. Now, Kevin beat my foot. Now, the word on the street is this cup here. Whatever you pour in it, it enhances or increases the alcohol content. That's what the streets say. I don't know. Everybody said when you pour the alcohol in there, it increases the proof. That's what they say. So be careful sipping out of that.
That's what a shirt, man. And it feel good. That's how you gotta come. Correct, baby.
You're part of Sippin' Me Not family. Man, I appreciate y'all. We appreciate you, man. Like again, you didn't have to
come, so we appreciate having you here. We hope you all enjoyed this interview.
Just let us know whenever that coconut vanilla coming, guys. It's coming. You got the big boy, the 1.75 coming very soon, so be on the lookout for that. And you got miniature. Can you talk about the miniature?
The miniatures are coming,
okay.
But we're going to Cape Town.
Okay.
So you're gonna have.
Wow. Now, are you gonna stay in the vodka lane? Would you ever branch out to like rum, whiskey, because gins? A lot of brands they're gonna spin off the other type of.
Well, we're gonna stay in the vodka lane.
Gotcha.
I think it's important to stay single-minded.
Okay.
Because it's very easy to go down a million rabbit holes.
Right.
But when you're trying to win, man, you gotta stay single-minded.
Okay. I learned that before. They say you can only ride one horse to the finish line. That's a boulder. You can't be like, don't make sense. I mean, you can do many different things, but you only ride one horse. If you want to conduct a dirt right now, you can't ride 2 horses. You're only gonna ride one horse across that finish line. So, last question, Kev. And this kind of controversial. You consider Ciroc black owned?
No.
Why?
Because they were hired ambassador.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And basically they said, well, if you help us get this, we'll give you 50% of
the profits, right?
Because it hasn't been working for us up to this point. And they got him and all his resources in street teams, and they hit it hard.
Yeah, and that's the key word.
They made it the number 2 most selling vodka
behind Tito.
Well, no, it's Smirnoff.
Oh,
so Tito's just overtook Smirnoff like 3 years ago. Smirnoff was the number 1.
People buy Smirnoff? You would think Amsterdam. Amsterdam's so cheap.
Smirnoff's been around for a long time though.
Wow. You would think Amsterdam is like to me is the cheap knockoff of Ciroc. Like everything Ciroc comes out with, Amsterdam coming. They got the red, they got the pineapple, they got like whatever.
Somebody.
Right. Now, last question. What do you consider black owned? Because me and my brother had a debate about this too. Is it if it's someone like you who invested their own money? Is it someone who partnered with? Like we just found out that Bruno Mars owns a rum. It's called Severade, but he partnered with another white guy to bring it out. Technically, Bruno Mars, but outside Bruno Mars, let's just say it was somebody else, and I partnered with another company. What's considered black owned? Is it someone that invests all their money up front? Is it someone that partner, or is someone who?
Well, let me ask you this one. If someone put in $100,000 and you put in $25,000, who owns that?
The person owns.
So it really just kind of comes down to the business breakup right now. Who's ultimately calling the shots at the end of the day? Right. Is the person with the largest percentage. Depending on how, and we get all technical about it, but depending on how the operation agreement is set up. But typically the person that has the higher percentage is the one that, calling the shots.
Yeah. There it is. Right. We're seeing a lot of these celebrity brands out there. We're gonna do a beat on this. A lot of celebrity brands out there that some people consider blackface, like the Rick Ross that owns the lines of Lil Wayne, the Bumble. They're just the face of the company. Even some people say Mary J. Blige, her wine is she's just the face of the brand, but she doesn't own the brand. But you got people like her wine that actually owns her wine, or you got people like that. So again, that's the kind of I like to get people to take on, because some people like, man, you own. The perception is if you have 1% of black blood in your body, you consider black. Well, some people say if you own 1% of the company, you own it. But I'm like, I get it, but
it's up for debate.
Yeah.
It's up for debate. I would just say that marketing and strategy is set up to acquire a certain customer. Right. They put a black face in front of the brand to do a
get them rich.
Thing.
Right.
That thing is to attract black buyers because we are the consumer base that will spend the most on goods. Right. That's historical data shows that. Right. So they would have put Tom Cruise on front of it, probably wouldn't do nothing. Right. But if you put Lil Wayne on it, then you're tapping into a community and group of people that will go out and get it. You know what I mean?
So we're gonna have the video coming out soon, y'all. So be clear in that, guys. So that's it. It's a beautiful color. When the owner is hollering, this looks cruise ready. Shout out.
What season is this? Taurus season.
Taurus season, yes. Her birthday.
And the 18th. Yeah, I did my research.
Okay. Yeah, bro. We get prepared, bro. Like that. We ain't playing game. We got Sylvia on the go in a bit. Y'all, thank y'all so much for being here tonight, guys. Hope y'all go share this out. So thank you for this information and encouraging conversation. IslandJon, straight to the top. #win. IslandJon Premium Vodka.
Thank you.
We hope you love this interview. Meet Mr. Q at Sippin Me. Now, this has been a dope interview. I cashed the interview in its entirety once I leave California. And you enjoy California. Enjoy your grandbabies out there, guys. So that's it, guys. Thank y'all so much for watching this. Go make sure y'all share this out, guys. This channel, again, strictly, we don't advertise. We're going to get back into adding more content, guys, but we don't try to bring out content just to do it, guys. We try to be real selective. But what we bring, guys, we got so much to share. We just don't want to waste and just put stuff out there just for the sake of dropping content, guys. Every video we do on the channel, we want to be real intentional, guys. We got a whole Shannon Sharp club, Shay cognac that we haven't opened, unboxed. Shout out to Uncle Shannon. That's coming real soon, guys. But we got so much in here that we want to get to, guys. But he said that he said yes, we had to move up and stop and do whatever we could to do to get this done, guys. So Y'all make sure y'all please share this out. And again, more importantly, go out and support IslandJon wherever you can. Ask for it by name, especially if you're in the Atlanta area. Go out and buy this, guys. We will have this in Miami. So if you haven't, we got 60-some people. 60-some people will be able to try that version,
Just
guys.
a little bit.
Guys,
Just a little bit, not much.
You may not get the Island Blue, but you may get. We may have some pre-mix on the boat. Again, guys, we love y'all. Thank y'all so much for watching. Again, follow IslandJon on Instagram at IslandJon Vodka, guys. And that's it, guys. We love y'all. Hope y'all like this interview.
No, we hope you love this interview.
Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell, that ping, so you can stay notified whenever we drop new content, guys. Again, we will have more interviews coming up. Next week is our anniversaries, 23 years of marriage. So we will be having a big interview. We're gonna have some couples come join us on camera, guys. We will be having Red Hazel coming up very, very soon. So look out for that. At the TK. All right, guys, we love y'all. We gonna keep y'all on. Enjoy y'all weekend. Be safe. We out.
Drink responsibly.
Drink absolutely. Drink responsibly.